All right, so in this video, we're going to show you from going from a crank window, no power door locks, no power windows, to power windows, power door locks. It's going to be a couple scattered videos because this was done in multiple different times throughout the build. So it's not one consecutive video. We'll go over some of the parts you need and how I did it. All right, so this video is going to pertain pretty much to 88 to 94. I believe 95 is when they fully changed the door panels. I'm not 100% sure, but pretty much all the square dash OBS trucks, this will work. Now, if you do have, I think it's 91 to 93, they got different kind of door switches. So you are going to want to switch. You're going to have to get older door panels, which these are from Coverlay. It's the only way of getting new door panels, so that's another nice thing about switching to the older style. And then you could buy all of the plates and switches brand new from LMC, because you're going to have to buy the plate because this one has 3 less holes, and they sell them also for that side. So as far as parts, you're going to need door panels if you don't have them, and to make sure you got that style switch, you're going to need 2 unlock lock buttons and 3 window buttons. They're all the same part numbers. Window buttons are all the same, lock buttons are all the same. Then you're going to need 1 bezel for the left, 1 bezel for the right. Howl's in there already. I went ahead and changed out the handles. I already said you got door panels, actuators in the door, and window regulator. I bought all that brand new. It's just not worth what the junkyards want for used stuff, so I just bought everything brand new. What you are going to have to get from a junkyard or somebody that parts out trucks is the door harness that connects everything in the door and comes out here. And if you do get it from somebody, ask them to get a little bit of pigtail so you could get the piece that comes out through the door so you can make all your connections inside the way it's supposed to be done. And you're going to need the rubber grommets that go here that I'm still trying to find to order them new. They also do have the wiring harness that crosses from this side to that side, but everybody that was parting trucks out didn't want to mess with it, and they're probably cut up, to be honest. It's getting pretty hard to find parts for these trucks in this area. Not a lot of junkyards, so I was able to find a harness for that door. Was not able to find one for the driver door, so I was able to order one of these online, but he did not want to take the harness out that crosses under the dash, which is understandable. So I had to make my own, and I've seen another guy, he used the harness that crosses over, and it connected into the convenience center. My convenience center did not have any of that wiring in there, so that's just a heads up. I'll kind of give you an idea of what I used to cross over as far as getting the power stuff from the left to the right, and we'll go from there. All right, so here is my, I guess, wiring diagram. It's probably hard to understand because if you didn't do it, it's kind of hard to understand. But you do have to know on the driver side, there's going to be 2 tan wires. One's for the windows, one's for the power lock. So you're going to have to make sure you're playing with the right tan wire coming out of that harness. And here is pretty much everything. Your windows is going to be the 3-pin pigtail, and your lock's going to be the 6-pin. Same thing on the passenger side. For your door locks to work with the keyless entry, you're going to have to take the wires going from the driver's switch, and you got to break that path somewhere going into your door locks, coming out of your door locks for unlock and lock. So you're going to have to read the wiring diagram for your alarm system or keyless entry to figure out how you're going to do that. But the wires you're going to be tapping into from the driver door to the passenger door is going to be the black and white, which is black and red inside the door, and the light blue. The driver door lock switch will not actuate the driver locks before it goes to the passenger switch. So if you try to just do the driver door, it will not work unless your passenger door is all connected, because the driver door pretty much just sends a signal to the passenger door, and then from the passenger door is where it finally does the lock. I guess that's so you can't do 2 things at once from different switches. I'm not sure. All the blacks I just grounded right in the door. I didn't go to anywhere. Powers, power lock has to be constant on. The windows you could put constant on or on ignition source. I grabbed those from fuse boxes I added in the truck, so you're just going to have to grab those from wherever you can. And then on the windows, your dark blue is up for the driver's side, the brown is down for the driver's side. That never leaves the driver door. As far as for the passenger side, you're going to have dark blue and white is for your right side up, and tan is for your right side down. Both these wires are going to have to cross to the passenger door. And we already went over those. This is going to be in the passenger door side. The 3-pin for the windows is going to be the dark blue and white, which is the up coming from the driver door, and the tan, which is down, and then your 12 volts, which is what feeds it. That's going to have black and white and black and oranges, or those are all going to go to ground. Then for your 6-pin door locks on the passenger side, you're going to have orange and black, which is going to be your 12 volts. Your black is ground. Your black and red is going to be the signal from the driver door, and is going to have your signal of the keyless entry. Your light blue is also coming from your driver door and is also going to your keyless entry. You have to break that circuit into the keyless entry. And then your tan and gray, this is going to be your outputs that are going to your door lock actuators. It's going to go to your door lock actuators in your passenger door, and it's going to cross back over and go to your door locks actuator in your driver door. That should be pretty much it for the wiring. I used this here. It's a speaker wire, has 9 conductors inside, so it's a little bit easier to cross. Just pick whichever one you want to do and make a wiring diagram. That's kind of my colors, the way I did it. And just go from there. Pretty much, I mean, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Just make sure when you do your keyless entry, make sure you're breaking that circuit. You cannot add it or tee it into it. This black and white has to be cut in half, and half of it's going to go to your alarm system, which in my scenario was white and black, and it comes out orange black and then keeps going to the passenger door, because a lot of people want to just tap into it, and that's where you're going to have problems. So that's pretty much it for the wiring. All right, so here we got the door panel. We've already removed the manual window regulator. I put the power one on there. And here we got a factory door lock actuator. The only problem is the rod doesn't have the piece that goes in the actuator. My area, there isn't a lot of junkyards with these trucks, especially with power. So finding this was pretty hard. So I decided to do this. I did have to make the bracket to hold the actuator. There is some actuators that come with the bracket. So if you're going from manual to power, make sure you do get the actuator that comes with the bracket. If not, you can make it out of a small piece of angle iron, which is what I did, because I just didn't want to return it and go back. Now for the piece that's going to go into the actuator, this piece is actually this rod here from the factory one. I replaced the inside door handle, so I was able to take this piece off of the factory one, and that's what I'm going to weld to there. So I'm going to weld that up, and then I'll show you how that works. But pretty much you can see here, because the vice grip's holding it together. So we're going to weld that up, put a couple tacks on it, and then put it in the truck, make sure it works. And I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so here we got our completed inner door. You can see here, we welded it out on there. When you do weld this, I did like to leave it in there just to make sure it doesn't move from where you are. Just make sure after you weld that, get some compressed air or some kind of air and blow it across it so you don't melt that washer. And you also have this plastic here. You see the harness is already on there. I retaped the whole thing. And then that's the end that we got to make work. So we're going to put this in the truck. All right, so part of the installing the power windows and power locks on these early 1500s, there was no door speakers. So there was no reason for the factory to install the hole in the side of the cab. But you can see there, you got the dimple. You're gonna need a 1.5 inch hole saw, but the doors already do have the hole. They just have a little plastic cap in it. So just pop that cap out. We're gonna drill the hole over here, and then we'll be ready to run our wire. And there you have it, ready for the wires. Another thing with these power window connectors, these are the connectors here. They kind of just push on, and then you put these after. And every time you have to take them off, you have to take these off. These things are a pain in the ass to take off. So what I do, I just wrap them up with electrical tape around the outsides, and it's just to keep those pins in place. Once you push it in, the switches will hold all the pins together there, and they're not going to come out, and you can see the little plastics hold it from pushing back. So just another little thing in case you find a set of wiring harnesses without these pieces on. It's not that big of a deal. I guess we'll finish this video off with how everything works. We're gonna turn the ignition on. There you go. Unlock, lock, windows coming down and up. They're still a little slow how all the seals are new. Down, up. Everything's working. We'll turn it off. Turned it on accident. Come outside and show you how the alarm works. Still got to paint all the interior pieces. These lights are pretty cool. These are the Amazon lights. So unlock, lock. That's it. I have more videos coming up of the swap, the Gen 5 L83 swap. I'm going to be doing that video soon, and then we'll be doing another video of I guess the overall view of the truck, everything that's been done, the inside. We'll do a little review about the LMC bench seat we got in this truck. I haven't seen any information, but finally got it pretty much all the way done, completed. Just gotta finish painting some interior pieces and then getting everything back in there. If you like this videos, make sure you like and subscribe and check out some of the other ones. Thank you. Bye.